This is one of the few people I trust, Larry Klayman and Freedom Watch. One of the few people. They don't get much respect, but that's the way it is with truth and with people that are really fighting on the front lines.
People who are trying to do their best not to make money on the backs of people who are put into fear and panic.
Fox News is making a lot of money on this fear and panic. Believe me, there's a lot of money being made on this, and it's despicable.
Increase viewership and advertising dollars. I know I've been saying this over and over again, but it's getting much more severe each day. And even the president needs to take it down a notch. These daily news conferences or briefings or whatever you call them, frankly, are making matters worse. They're getting people so upset that they get into a state of hysteria. During a crisis, you have to stay calm. You have to think it through. You have to be very circumspect about how you react to things. And that's why we at Freedom Watch are not in a panic. We're not in any way other than calm. We have a crisis, and when that happens, that's exactly the way you need to stay. So what have we done? We've brought class action lawsuits in both Dallas, Texas, and in Israel, and there are going to be more coming up all around the world. I'm getting contacted from lawyers all over the country and all over the world. We need to hold China accountable for this virus. And if we do something proactive, that will alleviate the panic in many ways.
That's the thing. What are we doing proactive to hold China accountable? And can China even be held accountable? That's the question.
In addition, I filed a criminal complaint on behalf of Freedom Watch with the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Holland. Just 2 days ago, the court acknowledged that it's processing that complaint. That's very, very important.
In The Hague, Holland. Now remember, you've got to go back to some real smart people that are using that court and other systems that are going on behind the scenes, and no one talks about Hague, Holland, and what's going on there internationally, monetary-wise and otherwise. There's some real things going on there that hardly no one talks about, which is pathetic.
Because I'm certain that they will conduct at least an investigation into the likelihood that this was a bioweapon that escaped from a lab in Wuhan, China. And even if it wasn't a bioweapon, it still escaped, and it was probably a manufactured virus that they were experimenting with. The Chinese did not advise the rest of the world on a timely basis. They violated World Health Organization rules that China is a signatory to, as well as the United States and other countries. And now they've effectively destroyed the world. The communist Chinese are very, very intelligent people. They're also evil. Not the Chinese people. They're good people, particularly the ones here. As I've said, about 30% of the people who've signed up for our class action are Chinese and Asian American. They're hardworking. They're patriotic. They love this country. That's why they came here. But the leadership in Beijing, which slaughtered over 10,000 of its own people at Tiananmen Square in 1991, are vicious killers. And they're obviously sitting back, smiling. You see the smile on President Xi's face as the world burns, as the United States goes down the drain. And we don't hear anything from our president about how we're going to pay for this out of China's pocket. Well, yesterday, someone made a statement, I forget who, that coincided with what I've been saying now for several days, that all Chinese assets should be frozen in this country to pay the damage once we get a jury verdict in Dallas, Texas, and elsewhere. That's the minimum that can be done. But
all Chinese assets should be frozen until they pay for damages, quote unquote. I'm going to leave it here. You can do the rest of this. I'm not going to go any further. This is big news. No one's putting it out. Larry is, Freedom Watch is, one of the few groups I absolutely trust for their diligence, legally and otherwise. Good day.